Hey there. Just before I start this video, I'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone who's been sending me messages via YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, not only with their questions, but with some really kind words of support and encouragement for these video blogs. Of course, these video blogs, as you know, are about the questions that are being sent in to me, but to receive these sorts of really kind words, it's just such an added bonus for me, so I'm massively thankful for that. Thank you very much. I'm back in Cambridge now, and I'm about to start my fourth year of medicine. It's my first year of clinical school, so I'm massively looking forward to it. But I'd just like to warn you guys that because it's such a hectic timetable, I may not be releasing videos as frequently as I have been doing over the summer. So yeah, just a sort of pre-warning to that. But yeah, let's start off with this video. The first question that's been sent in to me is on the topic of suicide. Because it's such a delicate issue, I felt the need to point out any professional suicide support groups and just general mental health groups, and I've listed them in the description box below. But yeah, so I'd like to offer my own perspective on this as well. With regards to suicide, yes, I've been there. I've gotten to the point in my life where I thought to myself, this world would be better without me in it, to put it bluntly. But I've always managed to, pull myself out of it, out of this way of thinking. And what's normally gotten me out of it is I've thought to myself, wait a minute, Simon, there are people in this world who I love, who I like, and I'm sure that there are people in this world who like and love me, whether it be friends and family, just anyone. And I'm going to miss so many of these people if I were to just throw in the towel and say to myself, look, I'm done. And the same is true for the people who may miss me. So if you ever get to this point, you've got to sort of think to yourself, what have you got in this world? And you're going to realise that you do have a lot in this world to live for. So don't feel the need, to cut your life short. Another thing is, a problem with eating disorders is that it tends to come hand in hand with depression. And an issue with depression is that you feel this utter helplessness. And it's something that I've realised in a lot of messages that are being sent in to me. It's this word pathetic. A lot of people are saying, you may think I'm pathetic, but I feel so pathetic about this. And I want to sort of knock this on the head now. You are not pathetic. If anything, you're a truly strong individual for trying to, seek support on trying to get better. And as such, you've just got to think to yourself, actually, I'm a truly strong individual. If I just try and really fight this, I won't feel the need to, cut my life short. Another issue with depression is that it tends to magnify on so many small mishaps that might go on with your life. An example for me, when I was developing my eating disorder, was that I didn't get a particular role in a school play that I really desperately wanted. And I sat down for an hour, and then out of just not getting this role in a play, I picked out all these flaws in my personality. And then maybe a day later I thought to myself, why did I waste an hour thinking like this? And as I sort of began to get better in the inpatient unit, I began to develop this way of thinking where I wouldn't try and magnify on these sort of very small mishaps in my life. So if you have started therapy, I implore you to talk to your therapist about this magnification aspect of what may be a depression, because it will really help you if you ever, feel that you are going to do something silly like self-harm or try and commit suicide. But yeah, just a general thing is, just try and keep a very positive attitude and stay calm. When things go wrong, a hectic and pessimistic attitude will only perpetuate what is going wrong. And just try and keep calm and just stay strong. The next question that's been sent in to me is someone who's said to me that their anorexia is telling them to turn heads, and what can I do to try and help them stop thinking like this? I can relate to this. When I was anorexic, I used to think to myself, I want people to notice me, I want people to look at me. And with an eating disorder like anorexia, of course you're going to get attention, but it's going to be for all the wrong reasons. Not only for your physical appearance, yeah, you're going to be losing a lot of weight, but also in your mannerisms. So, you know, you're not going to be eating as much. So your friends will start to, you know, pay attention to you a lot more. But also with just general mannerisms, like how you act, particular OCDs that you may develop. And people are looking at you because you're out of the realm of normality. And in most cases, people will have such a stiff upper lip that they won't want to talk to you about it. And because of this, your anorexia will really take a hold of you because you're getting this attention that you so desperately desire. And a piece of advice I can give you, because it's something that I did, is that if you're feeling this need for attention seeking, just talk to someone, you know, very close to you, whether it be a friend or family member, that you may be developing this eating disorder and that you want to seek help, because they might feel a massive sense of relief because you're actually coming forward to them about a topic that they know is going on in your life. And because of this, they're going to be so thankful that you've come forward to them first, that they'll be willing to help you in so many ways. And because of this, I really do implore you to seek someone who's really close to you, because it's most likely that they'll want to help you out of anything. The next question that's been sent in to me is to how to cope with the frustration of constantly thinking about food. And yeah, of course I can relate to this because, you know, when I was anorexic, all I could think about was food. It ruled my life. And a problem with an eating disorder is that it starts where you think, all right, things are spiraling out of control in my life. What am I going to control? Food. And so you start to, I don't know, cut things out of your diet or start eating more of a particular food group because you can say, look, I'm controlling this aspect of my life. But as the eating disorder begins to take a hold of you, you're losing control of the one thing in life that you thought you previously had control on, and that's food. And as such, you know, you begin to develop these OCDs because you want to control something else in your life. And as your eating disorder slowly develops, all you can think about is food, 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 food. And a piece of advice I can give you, because it's, again, something that I did, is to perform a mind-numbingly boring or mindless task. And examples of things that I used to do was model making, taking a shower, running a bath, ironing, watching a movie, or just, you know, talking to your friends on the phone. When you perform these kind of tasks, your mind is sort of, you know, set at ease because you're just performing a repetitive motion, or just keeping your mind off food because you're doing something else, like talking to your friend about something. And as such, when you finish that task, you're less likely to continue thinking about food because you haven't been doing so for such a long period of time. And as such, you'll just feel inherently better. Not only because, say, you've completed a model, like I used to do loads of model aircraft, but also because you managed to keep your mind off food for, say, half an hour, and you might feel a sense of achievement because of it. And as such, this will put you in a positive mindset to continue, you know, moving forward with your treatment. And as you sort of go through, therapy and whatnot, this idea of a positive mental attitude will continually be thrown at you. And it's not just words, it's something that you should try and do, because a positive mental attitude will not only keep the voice inside your head at bay, but it will stop you thinking about food continuously as you would have previously done. The next question that's been sent in to me is it true that there's not a massive problem when you're not thin enough to be diagnosed with anorexia? And the answer to this is no, 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 no. An eating disorder is just that. It's a disorder of your eating. Do not think for a second that you do not qualify for help because you do not fulfill the physical requirements of an eating disorder. An eating disorder is by definition a mental health disorder, and just because you may not look thin does not mean that you don't have an eating disorder. People with bulimia, for example, may be thin, normal weight, or even overweight. The answer to this is no. And if you feel as though something is going on inside there, just try and seek help, because no one's going to laugh at you saying, you don't have an eating disorder, you don't look like someone who does. Because that's not the way people think. It's not the way doctors are trained to think. So don't feel afraid to come out with it. The last question that's been sent in to me is on the topic of the environment that you're in. And specifically speaking, this person's just come out of an inpatient unit and they've gone to the house that they used to be in, where they were developing an eating disorder, where things got particularly bad for them, and they're saying that they think there's some kind of link. And I too can relate to this, because when I was first released from the inpatient unit, I went back to my house, and I thought to myself, 1 minute, I'm back in this environment where where I stopped eating, where I was losing so much weight. And as such, I began to slip back into old habits where, I'd cut out very small things in my diet, which slowly grew to the point where I relapsed. So if you feel as though the environment that you're in has been associated with your eating disorder in this way, I would advise you to get out of that environment as often as you can, whether it be for school or just to go to relatives for a week or so. And if you continue with your therapy and say to them, look, there is an association between this place in my life and my eating disorder, they'll try and hack away at this, connection between them by pointing out all of these sort of rational points. And it will get to the point where you can actually go back to this house and you won't feel a connection anymore. Or there'll be a much weaker connection that will not cause you to relapse. So if you feel as though there is some kind of connection, I heavily implore you to speak to your therapist about it, because it can cause you to relapse. So that's the end of this video. I'll see you guys next week.